5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
Every person who has ever lived shares one appointment none of us remember keeping. Death arrives for all, yet no living voice has ever fully explained it. We call it the Great Unknown, but humans have never stayed silent before it. Across every land and age, we drew maps of what waits beyond the last breath. This is not a doctrine and not a promise. Consider it a quiet walk to the threshold, where honesty matters more than certainty and wonder more than fear. Picture a single flame beside someone resting at the end of a long life. Watch it lean, brighten, and lift, carrying a question older than language itself. What actually happens when a person crosses over? Some of that we can measure. Much of it we cannot. The line between those two is the whole story. Let us hold three things apart with care: what evidence confirms, what a tradition teaches, and what a heart privately believes. Confusing them is how fear begins. Here is what medicine can verify. The body slows, the heart stills, the brain quiets in stages. These are observed, repeatable, and genuinely. Here is what no instrument has ever settled, whether awareness ends with the brain or continues somewhere beyond it. On that question, honest science stays open. Near-death accounts are real experiences, reported sincerely by millions. What they prove is still debated. That they matter to the people who live them is not. Notice the temptation to leap from mystery straight to certainty. A confident afterlife map can comfort us, yet no map has ever been confirmed as the territory. So we keep two hands open. One holds the limits of knowledge without flinching. The other holds the traditions that carried grieving people for thousands of years. Neither hand cancels the other. You can respect evidence completely and still find meaning in a story. Discernment is loving both truth and mystery. Before any map of the beyond, there is the raw human fact of loss. Someone was here, warm and speaking, and then the room goes quiet. Grief is not a problem to be solved. It is love with nowhere to land, still reaching toward the person it can no longer find. Cultures built rites for a reason. Washing, sitting, singing, lighting lamps. These acts do not explain death. They hold the living steady while the heart relearns the world. The dying often describes something gentler than we expect. A loosening, a softening, sometimes a strange calm. The fear tends to belong to the watchers, not the one departing. We fear disappearing, yet we rarely fear sleep. Every night awareness dissolves and returns. Perhaps transition is less an ending and more a threshold we already cross night. Whatever comes after, this much stays certain. A life leaves marks, words remembered, kindness passed forward, a face carried in another mind. None of that simply vanish. Grief also asks a sharper question. If everything material is eventually lost, what were we truly holding all along? The answer reshapes how we live right now. Hold that question gently as we turn to the old traditions. Not to be told what is true, but to see what humans noticed, standing where you stand. In the high Himalayas, Tibetan Buddhism composed a remarkable guidebook for dying. Its name, Bardo Thodol, means liberation through hearing in the intermediate state. It is traditionally attributed to Padmasambhava around the 8th century, then hidden and rediscovered. It was written to be read aloud beside a person who is dying. The word bardo means a gap, an in-between. The teaching describes the passage after death as 3 stages, unfolding across a symbolic 49-day. First comes the moment of death itself, when a clear and radiant light is said to dawn. Recognizing that light, the teaching says, is complete liberation. Few can rest in it. So a second stage arises, luminous and overwhelming. Peaceful and wrathful forms appear, vivid as anything in a waking dream. Here is the teaching's quiet genius. Those forms, terrifying or beautiful, are described as projections of your own mind. Nothing outside is truly attacking. The instruction repeated to the dying is simple and bold. Recognize these appearances as your own thought forms, and you are no longer bound by. If recognition still does not come, a third stage draws the mind toward rebirth, pulled by old habits and unfinished longing back into another life. Remember the frame we agreed on. This is a spiritual teaching, not a verified geography. Its power lies less in cosmology and more in one radical. That idea is this. Much of what we call reality may be the mind meeting itself, and meeting yourself without fear might be the whole work. Cross to the Nile and step back further still. For thousands of years, the Egyptians treated death as a careful, hopeful journey, never a simple end. They did not picture one single soul, they described several parts: the Ka, a vital life force; the Ba, the moving personality; the Aka, a transfigured, shining. At death, the Ba could travel, while the Ka still needed sustaining. That is why they preserved the body and stopped the tomb, tending the dead like did. The journey led through the Duat, a vast and shadowed underworld of gates and trials. To pass, the dead needed knowledge, courage, and a clear. Then came the famous weighing. The heart, seat of character, was placed on a scale against a single feather of Ma'at, the principle of truth and balance. Anubis steadied the scale. Thoth recorded the verdict. If the heart was light as the feather, the person went on. If heavy with cruelty, it was devoured. But is what this really says. They believed you were measured not by wealth or by status, but by the weight of how you had lived and treated. Those who passed reached the field of reeds, a mirror of earthly life at its best. Not an escape from the world, but its gentlest reflection. Again, hold the frame. We cannot confirm their map, yet their instinct is striking. That character outlasts the body, and how you love is what gets what. Two traditions, one desert and one mountain, already whispering a shared theme. What you carry inward may matter far more than anything you could ever hope. Now to a stranger, more radical vision from the early centuries after Christ, the Gnostics, whose very name means those who know through direct experience. They looked at the material world and sensed something was off. Beautiful, yes, but also a kind of track, shaped by a lesser maker who forgot the true source. Within each person, they taught, lies a hidden spark, a fragment of pure light, exiled far from home, sleeping inside flesh and forgetful. For the Gnostics, salvation was not belief, but awakening. Gnosis, direct inner knowledge of who you truly are beneath every role the world assigned you. They imagined the soul after death ascending through layered spheres, each guarded by rulers they called archons, gatekeepers of habit, of fear, and of illusion. At each level, the spirit shed something borrowed: pride, anger, grasping, the accumulated weight of a life, until only the clear original light remained. The goal was the pleroma, the fullness, a return to the source the spark had fallen from. Not a reward exactly, but a homecoming, a remembering. This map too is unproven, and its cosmos is strange. Yet listen to its core. You are more than your conditioning. An awakening means setting down what was never you. And that disagreement matters. It is honest proof that no one holds the final map. Anyone who claims total certainty about the beyond is selling, not knowing. Yet beneath the differences, one quiet instruction keeps surfacing. Each tradition points not outward to a place, but inward to what you already are right now. Recognize your own mind, says the mountain. Weigh how you loved, says the desert. Remember the light you forgot, says the exile. Three voices, one direction. Perhaps these were never really maps of a distant afterlife. Perhaps they are maps of awareness, drawn by people looking closely at consciousness itself. And if that is so, the questions they raise belong to the living. Who are you beneath your name? What survives when everything borrowed is set down? Bring it back to this room, this breath. You will lose things. People, roles, the body itself. Every tradition agrees that loss is woven into being here. But loss is only unbearable when we believe we are the things we hold. Love, awareness, courage, these were never possessions. They are what you are. So the real practice is not preparing to die well someday. It is learning to be fully here now, awake, tender, unafraid to love what will change. Stay present with the person in front of you. Forgive sooner. Say the true thing. Let the small light you carry actually reach another face. Whatever waits beyond the threshold, and none of us can promise, you will meet it as whoever you have practiced becoming across 1,000 ordinary. So the mystery hands us back to life. Tend your flame, love while you can, and remember what you are long before you ever need. Like, comment, and subscribe to Code of Ascension for more light code insights.